Hello, everyone, and welcome to Life Strategies with Nat for the Entrepreneurial Woman. I'm really excited because we have the guest expert today, Fay Semple. And I'm not going to actually introduce her. I'm going to actually let her introduce herself because it's all about reconnecting with the divine feminine. That's what we're talking about today. So Fay, welcome. Tell us a bit more about yourself. Tell us about you.
By all means, I love talking about me. My name's Fay Semple, and I am the spiritual geomancer for female entrepreneurs, and I enable them to reconnect the ancient spirituality and divine power of the sacred feminine to give, so they can embody these forces and actually create their dreams in reality. We are part of an incredible matrix of energy and consciousness, and I enable women to tap into those fields of information and consciousness. It's great fun.
That is amazing. And I remember because Fay and I met in a mentorship program, and ever since we connected, I was so fascinated with what you do. And I know you've talked about geomancy, and I hope I'm even saying that properly, but what is it? Like, what is it about? Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, well, I always give you a brief history of me, really. I have always been able to see non-physical energy that other people do not see. So I see the auras, the chakras, I see all sorts of geometrical shapes surrounding us and everything, and how all these shapes interweave and interlink to form this giant matrix of information. So inevitably, as I grew up, I had to find out, what is this stuff that I'm seeing that nobody else appears to see, or very few people appear to see? So I ended up going all around the Recon into mysticism and quantum physics and all sorts of things until I came across this sort of skill, which is called geomancy, which is, it's sort of like working with the natural energy and consciousness of the earth, and geocosmology, which is working with the energy and consciousness of the cosmos. And it actually goes back to really old spiritual practice, pre-Christian, if you like, before it all became sort of modern Christian, about the universal mind is everything, and we are a part of it. If we can just understand those forces, then it opens up this whole other realm of existence to us, to understand how we are interconnected on so many ways we're not aware of to our environment, in physical, spiritual, mental, emotional ways. We are a part of the cosmos. And so therefore, not everything that happens to us is under our control. So if we can work with these forces, it enables us to be the best version of ourselves and not blown out by things that are happening way beyond our control that we've got no influence over at all. We can't control the orbit of the sun and the moon, and we can't move underground water, but these things affect us. We have a down day sometimes, and you go, why can't I think? Why am I sat here not being able to think? It may not be us, it's maybe where we are when we are there. So if we can understand that, then it takes a lot of the pressure off us to think, particularly female entrepreneurs, to think that we have to be high vibe 100% of the time, and we've got to be in control of everything, because there are just things that we are not in control of and that we can't affect. And it's just easier to ride those and swim with the flow rather than trying to go against it and making things too hard for ourselves. Because I don't know about you, but as an entrepreneur, I do like to make things very hard for myself sometimes. So it ensures that I make things as easy as possible. Which is all about the divine feminine. It's about being receptive and open and listening, and not necessarily chasing, which is the divine masculine energy. And women are inherently chasers in modern society. We're brought up in a really pseudo-masculine way. So it's about stepping back into that feminine energy and making things much easier for ourselves if we choose to take that route.
I'm all about making things easy. I mean, even when I was in corporate, I wasn't making life easier. It was like we have this tendency to overcomplicate things. And I don't think I'm alone in that, but I think I have people that I work with or fellow entrepreneurs that I've spoken with, I think if you're just entrepreneurial in nature, you have this sense of like, you have to be go, go, go all the time, and you have to take on the world, and everything is, now you have to do it now, and then we just, we just get overwhelmed or whatnot. But so how does geomancy play a role in your business? Like, how can you kind of use it to...
One of the fundamental things, so if you're a female entrepreneur and you live the laptop lifestyle and you can travel and work in any room, it's really important actually to understand what else is occupying your space, because geologically there are certain places that will really negatively impact things like our brain chemistry. So therefore we can't think straight, we get down, we get depressed, we're not productive, we get listless, we wander around and we're thinking, oh, what's going on? And it's just actually geographically, you just need to move somewhere else. And a lot of that will then clear up because our brain chemistry is so strongly linked to things like light, gravitational pull, and the Earth's electromagnetic frequencies. And one of the key frequencies, what they call Schumann resonance, which is the resonance of basically our brain frequency. And when you've traveled into space, not that I've done so yet, but all spaceships are equipped with a Schumann resonator so that the astronauts are existing in that electromagnetic frequency, so their brains function. And what happens in certain geological circumstances, that Schumann resonance is actually interrupted by geology. So when we're over it, our brain chemistry literally goes, oh, we can't function. So if we understand, it's really fascinating to watch. And you can do, if anybody's familiar with kinesiology muscle testing, I do muscle testing on people to actually show them how they've just got no resistance in their body to these things. So why they're weak and listless and tired, and yet when you put them then somewhere else, their body recovers itself. So it's really important that we understand, I think, what's going on in the environment. I think a good while ago, before sort of modern industrial society, before science and religious came split and all other weird and wonderful things that happened, we seem to be much more aware of our physical surroundings and in tune with them than we are now in modern society. And even in merry old England, when you go back to like old villages that are started in the medieval period, you'll find that the really old houses were not built over sites of underground water, which caused this effect. There were gaps in the houses to allow the water streams to run through. But now, they're all underground, but now we just build everywhere and then wonder why in these houses that are built over the streams, people are getting divorced constantly, the house is constantly up for sale, people are ill constantly in these houses. It's because of what's going on underground. So I find it really fascinating that we're so intrinsically linked to the earth. We are very much a living, breathing part of it. And I think it helps us to know that we can feel great in certain areas and not in others, and to go to the places really that make us feel good. And that's quite individual to people. It just depends on how your own body works. It's fascinating stuff. I love it.
It's so fascinating. So when you say it's can be a combination of your geography or yourself, is there a way to kind of figure out which is which, or is it just a matter of feeling it out? Or
yeah, there's feeling it out. So for instance, if you've recently moved house and you felt fine in the last one and you feel rubbish in the new one, there's a little bit of a telling symbol there that you may have incidentally moved to the wrong house. But as a geomancer's role is to right those energies so that you can be just as well in that house. Often things have gone wrong with the energy because of mankind's interference, if you like. So yeah, but it's about noticing where you're feeling. Do you feel well? How are you sleeping? Sleep is really interrupted by these things and other cosmic forces as well. And then you can use things like kinesiology, muscle testing. The simplest one is just linking fingers and things like that to find out, if the answer is you're not being affected, you'll be strong. If you're weak, then you'll break your fingers. But I also use it called dowsing, which is a divinatory skill using a pendulum. Now, I know a lot of people look at it and go, oh God, that's bunkum, but it actually relates to the mind, feels and quantum non-local connection that our mind can get all this information, that can only do so through subliminal and subconscious processing. Therefore, we can't use language. So it's a way of the body giving us a yes or no symbol with a pendulum that says, yes, something is going on in this case. So yeah, it's about really tuning into your feelings and getting someone like me along, a geomancer, to find out what's happening, to work out why you're being affected in the area you've been affected in. And then we use various techniques to get that energy in that place functioning well again, so that you can feel well and happy and productive.
That is so fascinating. So fascinating. So, you know, if people did want to get a hold of you and work with you, like, what's the best way to do that? Because it's not, you know, you don't meet, I mean, I think you're the first geomancer I've ever met, and it's just so fascinating to think that there's this whole world that could be impacting my success and my happiness, you know?
Yeah, it is. I mean, people can find me on Facebook, so Fay Semple, but and I work in various ways with women. The main one is my 12-month program where I work with you over 12 months, because energy shift and change during the year. So once you've got it down pat over a year, what's actually happening, you can then go away and maintain that yourself without me being there. But, you know, if they want ongoing support, that's fine. But yeah, this tuning into energies of place is something we've always done, because it's the best places where all our ancient sacred sites are, whether that be ancient mosques, ancient cathedrals, ancient sacred sites from prehistory. They're all on sites of geological significance. We've just lost that, and there aren't many geomancers about. I have to say, there is a small group called the Geomancy group, which I belong to, and there are probably about half a dozen of us. So there aren't really many people, and I've not yet come across anyone who sees energies with their naked eye the way I do. I've met probably one or two people that can do that, and neither of them are geomancers. So I couldn't not use that ability that I have to help other people. If I can see people blindly wandering through places and going, oh no, your energy's collapsing, don't go there, then, you know, if I can help them, all well and good, you know, why not? It's just, if you've got those abilities, and you're not living your truth if you're not living your ability, are you? If you're hiding your light, you know, hiding your light under a bushel, you're not doing yourself any favours, nor anybody else, because if you can help them that easily, then why not? So yeah, they can find me on Facebook and just look up Fay Semple, Google me, and I will come up in all my glory.
That's amazing. Well, I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to kind of touch on for anyone that's listening, because it's just I think it's just such an untapped, unknown, I don't even know what to call it, a science, I guess, that can really just shed some light and some insights into, you know, how you're feeling. And you know, the fact that you said when you move house, or like I just recently moved to Spain, and it's just like, it's a totally different feeling, you know. And it's funny when people say, like, you know, your environment really speaks to, you know, how you feel. And some people can say, oh, like, is it cluttered and things like that. But the fact that we're going to the earth and what's kind of underneath, that's taking it really a step further, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There is a science to this, and it's at the point where science becomes spirituality, if you like, because it's the essence that our physical being is so affected that our brain chemistry is altered. And that is the bridge between science and spirituality. It's our physical brain chemistry that enables us to have out of body and altered states of experience. So when we're in the right place, we can really trigger spiritual activity. And again, that has so much to do with the Earth's electromagnetic fields. It's to do with where the moon is in the sky. It's to do where the sun is in the sky. So our brain chemistry is affected by things right out there in the cosmos, which I think is absolutely amazing. So in the right place at the right time, particularly for women, this is a really interesting thing I found out by working with a lady called Dr. Serena Rooney-Dougal, who studies altered states of consciousness, is that in places where we can have easily altered states of consciousness, it's much easier for women to have them than men. Men traditionally in their tribes would take things like ayahuasca, plants or mushrooms or something to have to induce that state. For women, when we're in the right state geologically and energetically, and we're healthy, and our brain chemistry enables us to have altered states of consciousness just by being somewhere at the right time. And I think that's fascinating, that we can tap into that spiritual self and get that divine inspiration by just being in the right place at the right time. So we've got one up on the men there, that we can do it far more easily than they can. And I think that's probably in essence because we embody the divine feminine. The divine feminine principle of creation, we embody it. That's what we do. We don't embody the divine masculine. That's men's job. They embody a different force, and we embody the divine feminine. And I think it's women's time now, and I think it's time to unlock that power. It's time to unlock our abilities and step into those other ways of knowing, those other ways of experiencing, so that we can understand how we're affected. I mean, simple things like understanding how your brain chemistry is affected by the moon and your hormones when you're a woman, so that you don't, you can get in balance and physical sync with the environment. It makes life so much easier, rather than you just feel like you're running against a brick wall otherwise most of the time, because life in general is just geared towards the masculine, and it's like, why don't I fit in? Because I'm a woman. But actually we should be embracing that and say, yes, I am, and I am different, and I do function differently, and we do work collaboratively, and I can tap into these forces and make the most of it. And it's extremely empowering to be able to work with these energies and consciousness, because they're all conscious as well. So you can have conversations with these consciousnesses when you get good at it, so that they can work with you to work on your business, work on your cash flow, work on who's coming into your business, what opportunities are coming your way. They will engage with you on that level. So it's a bit like the law of attraction, and it's the next level. You're not putting it out to an unconscious universe. You're putting it out to a conscious universe. It goes, right, I see what you want. I can action that, and now I know what to do. Then I can do it. So it's about taking that next step in terms of consciousness. So yeah, it's great fun, and it's fun to play with. I think we, as female entrepreneurs, we can be inclined to get really deadly serious about what we do. And actually all this kind of stuff often involves a great deal of playing, which is great, because then we have fun. And when you have fun, all these other consciousness go, yeah, a human being is actually letting their hair down. And then they flock to help you. The more fun you have, the better it works. So we do play games, and we do, with my clients, I do get them to do things that think, oh God, I feel a bit of an idiot doing this. It's like, just do it and see what happens. Nobody's watching, so just go for it. It's great fun.
It's like a whole new meaning to like dance as though no one's watching, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. You don't have to do it naked if you don't want to, obviously.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Faye, for coming and enlightening us about geomancy and how it can help us in life and in business. And if anyone's watching today, either on the replay, you'll know where to get a hold of Faye. And she's also in the Life Strategies with Nat for the Entrepreneurial Woman, the Facebook group. So you can always join there as well. And she's there. You can connect with her. But thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Look forward to chatting with you soon.
Okay. Look forward to it. Bye.
Bye.